Welcome into the Beat Sessions, the place for all things music and where we do the listening for you. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about Lukas Nelson and Promise of the Real. This new record, Sticks and Stones. They released that on July 14th. This is the 8th studio album for the band and their follow-up to 2021's A Few Stars Apart. And it's happened twice this week now. We started with Kool and the Gang and now with Lukas Nelson. Both putting out records in 2021. I missed both of them, but I'm happy to be here talking about Lukas and Promise of the Real and this new record. This outfit and their style of country is so unique. And obviously being the son of Willie Nelson, it's no surprise that that influence is there in his sound, but it's the way that this outfit incorporates so much soul and R&B and funk and other world elements. And frankly, there are moments on this record, Sticks and Stones, where it sounds like Talking Heads meets Neil Young. The influence of new wave, it definitely takes a backseat to the Americana feel of this album, but it's there and I can hear it. I'm going to argue it for sure that a band like Talking Heads would certainly influence a guy like Lukas Nelson. This outfit is really unique, and it's amazing, in the last decade, all the stuff that they've been a part of, touring with his dad opening up for them and Lukas going on stage, but backing up Neil Young for 5 years. I think that's so cool that they had that opportunity, helping to put together the soundtrack for Star is Born. There's all these big things that Lukas has just, really made quite an impression on me personally. I'd say, and especially in the last 5 years, I think that what he's bringing to the table, as far as, I think country music in a lot of ways is stigmatized too. So I love that, artists like him, artists like, Sturgill Simpson's another one that I think of. There's so many guys that are, I shouldn't say so many, but there's a solid handful of artists like this out there that are doing a lot with the genre, and I think opening it up to people who otherwise might not be into it. So I love this record. I'd say if you're not a big country fan, throw this thing on, see what you think of it, because there's a lot at play here. And again, that new wave feel and the R&B and blues that I'm feeling on this thing, it's really nice. Sticks and Stones is your opening track. I love the opening riff on this thing. You get a little twinkle of barroom piano. And that's another influence that I failed to mention, that's Southern rock. You listen to this outfit, and I definitely hear, bands like Leonard Skinner, the Allman Brothers, Tom Petty. I think that's great. I love that influence is there. And, when you consider, proximity, that area in the South with, country music and R&B and Southern rock, it's no wonder that all of this stuff comes together so nicely. And, Lukas is a fine purveyor of this genre, just making it happen on this thing with an excellent backing band. Promise of the Real definitely deserves a lot of credit for this thing. I really just I like the Southern rock feel of the opener there, Sticks and Stones. It's got a little bit of additional percussion, some bongos there in the background, so you get kind of like that island vibe. A little bit of Jimmy Buffett influencing this thing as well. I've admitted that I'm not a huge fan of the guy, but I'm getting ready to start managing a tiki bar here, and so it's something that it's growing on me a little bit. But I love when Lukas is working with it on this record, and the message on this record, or on this song, I should say, we've all heard Sticks and Stones may break my bones, but you can't tell me nothing that'll hurt. It's the hook. It's kind of banal, but then he licks it down with dust to dust. We're all just pushing dirt. And I love that. I love that line. And I think it's a solid, just kind of kick in the pants to be like, hey man, we're all, only given so many days. And so why waste them with, just, letting people bother you. They're just words. They're only weighted the way that you choose to weigh them, the way that you choose to let them affect you. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm a big believer in that. I think that actions do speak louder than words, and if someone wants to talk crap, let them talk crap. Your second song is Alcohol-Alleluia. and this is an outfit that likes to have fun. There's some silly moments on this record. I appreciate that element of their music. and it's a great song. It's super fun. Opening harmony is a very gospel driven. I imagine that they probably had a laugh or two about that when they were putting this thing together. But then you just get this mean lick. I really like the guitar riff, slow jam, and a nice little groove that it settles into, and the chorus is just freaking awesome. Every Time I Drink is your third track, kind of a stretch here. Big vocal that ushers in this funky honky tonk track, like the jam. And there's a bit of a classic pop feel as well. I mean, this thing is, there's so much influencing it. It's such a fun record, and it's something that I think that even with the hot runtime, I think it's advantageous, frankly. You'll be able to listen to it more, and I think you'll pick up on so much with every new listen. I like that on Every Time I Drink, it's a fun track. It moves out in and out of different sections, and so there's moments where the barroom piano will take hold, and then that guitar lick that's at work in the song is front and center. And I think it's just a fun song. The movement that's at play there. More Than Friends featuring Lainey Wilson, great appearance from her. I love the harmonies between her and Lukas. It's got driving percussion, funky little roll in the bass, and just super infectious and bright, showing off that pop sensibility again. Ladder of Love, your fifth song, rolling drums, frenzied guitar on this thing. I really like the build in the intro here. And then it ushers in this up-tempo Americana jam. It's very fast-paced. It's almost kind of like folk punk. And if you're familiar with AJJ, Andrew Jackson Jihad, that's a band that, I couldn't help but think of them when I was listening to this song. The Living End, too, if you're familiar with that punk outfit, they're pretty cool as well. Sixth song, Wrong House, is got this big old school country feel, and a very funny story. I like the energy of this song. It's another one of those silly moments, but it's just a great part of what these guys do, I'd argue. Icarus is your seventh song. Don't get too close to the sun, or otherwise you'll chill out and listen to this kind of like breezy honky tonk track. It's kind of an island jam, bringing the energy back just a little bit. And it's I really like the pace of this record. The first half of this album, definitely more upbeat and in your face, and it mellows out in the back half, and I think it's a good move. I think the way that these songs come together is quite nice. Makes it pleasant to listen to. If I Didn't Love You, your eighth track, bouncy, funky piano in that jam. I really like the drive that's there. Big R&B influence on this song, I'd argue as well, that I enjoyed. Overpass, your ninth song, back to that breezy island rock feel. Jimmy Buffett, very much at play here. Very laid back song. Lying is your 10th song. It's just a really pretty acoustic ballad, a nice moment of sincerity given all that's gone on in the record. Another song that I feel comes at just the right moment leading into your penultimate track, All Four Winds. This song is my favorite. It is awesome. It sounds like Talking Heads meets Neil Young and Crazy Horse. It's a big Americana driven jam, but I cannot help but feel that new wave, that avant-garde kind of like 80s funk that they were so just influential in blowing up. I mean, they're just such a cornerstone to so much that happened in the 80s, for everything that they were able to combine and bring to the table. And so for that reason, I just feel like that with all the sounds that are influencing their music, there's no way that Lukas doesn't listen to Talking Heads. If he doesn't, then, I'm really surprised by that. Your final song, The View, acoustic and vocal intro. You get this soft bass drum that enters, and then some bongas, and then some tambourine, a little bit of slide, and then all of this comes together in a very nice, mellow way to close this record out. It's a fun affair. I definitely would vinyl please this thing, and I hope you enjoy this record. Hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video and share it. Subscribe to the channel. Do all the things to help us blow this project up in 2023. Stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. We will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.